growing up, right? We're told Italians, they always speak with their hands. Always speak with their hands. And I'm telling you this house right now, I talk with my hands. People talk with their hands.
You talk with your hands probably the most.
Right? But nobody notices it, only when Bruno does it. Because he's Italian, and that's what we were taught in our subconscious. So you look for that in an Italian person.
Yeah.
But nobody ever says, oh, Aika does this, or Aika is talking with her hands, or anybody else, or, you know what I mean? But the moment Bruno starts being like,
Everyone does.
everyone's like, oh!
There it is.
But that's what, just things that you're taught.
And like that thing doesn't matter, but when you're taught like...
Yes, like that's like funny. Like you know what I mean? Exactly, it's humorous.
course.
But then it gets worse. Like the things that people put in your brain, it gets worse. And that's what I'm trying to say.
I don't know I don't know what their motivation. You were saying why are they like that?
No, I think I was trying to say like I feel like minority groups have things where it's like, oh, like I feel this way or blah 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 blah. I was like, I wonder if white people feel a certain way. Like, do they get upset when like they feel like people think they're racist when they're not? In a way, like, or a brain that wants to reinforce the things that people we love told us, even if it was wrong.
Yeah.
Right? So you kind of like not look for it on purpose, but you look for it to reinforce that thing. Justify like.
Yeah, like you said, when it comes up, then you're like, dang, there it is.
Exactly, like there it is, like oh, blah blah blah. Like you know what I mean? Like
you said, somebody else does it, you don't even think twice, but because it was taught to you or told to you.
by that specific group of people.
You're subconsciously
looking for it. Yeah. That's what I think.
Oh.
That's what I think.
What do you want to do for a side for that?
I know, it's a privileged position who thought something was wrong to do something about it. Always. Like you could, if you're in a position of like not in power, you could try all you want, but you need somebody in power to help you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like you need someone in power. It's kind of like this house.
Yeah.
You need someone in power to help you, type of thing. So I know, I look at it that way too. Is like, if it wasn't for people who are privileged, then, you know, like people with my skin wouldn't be free.
Well, I'm sure it's a combination of a lot of things why like oppression finally ends or changes, you know, but
because of like privileged white people in good positions that helped educated black people or helped educated this person or that person who didn't agree with it. But you can't just have a bunch of people who are not in power trying to change things. Or else it won't change, right? So it has to be like you have to have a privilege, and that time. Yeah. And that time, it had to have been a privileged white person.
No, you're totally right.
Yeah, and that's how I kind of see it. People did help black people a lot to get out of.
Absolutely, for sure.
You know.
What is this conversation about?
It's a topic I don't know very much about.
We're talking about like.
We talked about free speech.
I didn't know that there was still like segregated schools.
Oh yeah.
There was still what?
There was still like segregated school in the South.
I never knew that.
Yeah, like it's still very, 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 very like racist in the South.
In the South, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even be able to fathom it because I don't live in a place like that.
Yeah.
I live in Toronto, and you know, like if people here are a little bit prejudiced, they're more scared of showing it.
Yeah.
Than they're proud of showing it. So I just
Proud of showing it.
yeah, they like I watch certain movies or documentaries, and it's like I am happy I live in Canada.
Canada's pretty cool.
Because Canada's more like, even if I'm not saying they're not, but they're more scared of being like I am
hide
this
it
way.
better?
They hide it. Whereas there, they'll just because it's unacceptable here. That's not acceptable behavior in a country like this. So they have to hide it. Yeah. And y'all better stay hidden because I don't want y'all coming out in the light.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Talking about like
Free speech
and like privilege, right? So like we were saying that like slavery also wouldn't have ended if there wasn't like a privileged white people. They wouldn't. You need both. Like you need like a combination of things to change, right? Yeah. So I mean, thank goodness for white privilege, like back in that day, because because it changed a lot of stuff. Like you need, and back then that's where the power was.
That's right.
So if someone didn't have like, wasn't like, this is wrong, like I don't like this, and had like a bunch of people in power backing and a bunch of, because it would have been so, like thinking back to that time, it would have been so easy to just be like, that's fine. Like
This is the way it is.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So like,
Easy.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's easy for like people who are being oppressed, like, oh my god, like I need this to change. I need this to change.
Yeah.
But it's hard for someone in a certain position where it's like everybody is okay with this, the majority is okay with this, and to upset a bunch of privileged people
Yeah.
to change something that they think is wrong is
Yeah,
that's a great person.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You know, like that is not easy.
There was a movie that came out like 5 or 6 years ago called Amazing Grace, and it was about like the end of this. Well, not the end.
But like how it
It
kind
focused on one person who was working really hard to change slavery. I
Oh
forget-
yeah,
It was a really popular movie too. Yeah.
really? I don't.
Amazing Grace, I think it was called.
Yeah, works so well.
You ever get
is because
homophobia?
They
Like-
separated the lighter skin black
Not
people,
big,
the darker
no,
skin
not
black people,
a lot.
and
Maybe
they made the
some
darker
things.
skin
Sometimes I
ones
was,
outside,
but that
the
was
lighter
not.
skin ones
No,
inside.
like in high school, I
The
was
ones
naturally
outside hated the
bullied
ones
because of
inside,
this.
and the ones
Gotcha.
inside thought they were better
I've
than
been
the
lucky
ones
about
outside.
that.
And
Yeah,
it still
but
like happens.
I've seen like the look of people
where it's
like,
but we're just saying like people like, oh,
Oh,
like Dre, like you're
he's
pretty
gay
for a
or
dark-skinned
I've
girl.
seen that.
Or they're
Yeah.
like, oh,
But I was not that bad. So
I just got
I'm
that
pretty
because she's a
young.
light
That's
skin,
good.
because she's a
Really?
lighter
Lucky.
skin. Like
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
people,
I had no idea.
people associate beauty in the black community by your skin color and how light it is.
17-year-old like this, like, okay, but you
Yeah,
dished it first.
exactly. And that's like,
I like the bully conversation. I find it so
Probably-
interesting, especially on the internet,
This one
because
is
people
gonna
are
be the
like,
juiciest one.
I don't like bullies.
wants out
You could
of
have
But
it.
then they
But they are
don't mind
troll.
all attacking one person, and that's
I'll
not
give
bullying
you
for
the
them.
juiciest
Oh
one.
yeah, I
It's just,
hate
it's
that.
funny.
There's
Interesting.
a lot of that.
You want the juiciest one?
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not
There's a
picky.
lot.
And you have celebrities that are like, wear pink against bullying, but if ever they get attacked, all their fans attack whoever other person, and that's fine. They never speak up. They never say, no, fans don't do it. Never. It's fine.
You were talking about that, I remember.
It's like, okay, well, are you against bullying or not? Or nah?
Yeah.
The one that you have to go low is the one that you have to go like this. You can't just go like this. You have to be like this,
my
low, and then just it's the low one. It's the ghetto one.
If I get low, my music will be loud enough.
You gotta get
Take it
low.
back up.
It's
You
the
didn't
low
try my
one.
French music, Haika?
I didn't listen to it. But I heard you have English. You said you had no English music. You tricked me so I wouldn't listen to your
No, I
iPod.
said that I add like
He has good music.
more English music. Like it's
You
like
had no
two
English.
C'est quoi 2/3 en anglais?
2/3.
2/3 of
I'm
English
gonna-
movie.
you have good English music?
English music.
I like your music.
Do you have
Yeah.
good English music?
That's what they say.
Many things.
I'm gonna try to listen. I'm gonna listen. Is it pop?
Yeah.
I'll listen to it. I need to dance off some stress.
You need to de-stress.
William,
Uh,
I gotta de-stress.
to rest yourself. Oh.